confidence was the biggest struggle I had. I had no chicks, I had no self-belief, I was extremely socially anxious, my hair was falling out. I was insecure about the way I looked, the way I speak, my confidence, my ability to talk to women, my penis size. Brothers, today we are talking about the very thing that allows you to obtain all of your internal desires, all of your external desires, everything you want in this life. And that is the very thing that I struggled most to get in this life, and that is confidence, brother. Confidence. What is confidence? Confidence is the belief that in any situation or in any given situation, you will be able to handle the situation accordingly, right? Whether that's with chicks, whether that's with other men, whether that's with your own emotions, right? Whether that's when you try something new, right? That is what confidence is. And what that feels like internally, it feels like there's no overthinking, right? It feels like your mind is silent, you're able to just do. That is confidence. And that is what is magnetic to other people, and that is also what gives you inner peace. Now, the problem with the way confidence is taught in the modern world is that we are taught to outthink it, right? We're taught to, oh, you can think this that way, you can think that way, you can tell yourself that you're the prize, right? You can give yourself affirmations in the mirror, right? When in reality, that just adds to the overthinking itself. Because like I just said, what confidence is the lack of thinking. It's just doing. It's just having full faith in yourself that you will be able to do it, right? Without overthinking it. Lack of confidence is when you have to tell yourself that you're able to do it. You have to reaffirm yourself. You have to get external validation that you will be able to do it. Now, for me, like I said, confidence was the biggest struggle I had in college. Because of my lack of confidence, I had no chicks, I had no self-belief, I was extremely socially anxious, which led to my depression, and this was the root of all my problems in college. I was so anxious because of my lack of confidence, so socially anxious, my hair was falling out in college. I was that stressed out, right? When in reality, the thing that I really wanted most was confidence. I wanted it so bad, and I thought I could think my way out of it, right? I thought I could just go out to the bars, drink enough alcohol, so all the negative thoughts would go away and I'd just be the man. But alcohol doesn't actually make you confident. It makes you less self-aware of your lack of confidence for a short little while, right? But deep inside, you're still emanating that energy of insecurity. And so the things I'm gonna be teaching in this video took me from a 1.5 to a 2 out of confidence in college to within a year, a 10 out of 10. Now I'm finding other areas I can expand my confidence in, right? Including this channel right here. So if you cannot outthink your way into confidence, what do you do then? Well, you act your way into confidence. Sorry, boys, it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. I wish it was, right? Or actually, I don't wish it was. Nothing worthwhile is built through get-rich-quick schemes. Everything worthwhile, you build character along the way. So the reason action is the precursor to confidence is because how do you know when you get in a situation when you're talking to a woman, you're going to do the right thing? How do you know when you get in a situation in a bar fight, you know you're going to do the right thing? How do you know when you get in a situation in a business, in a sport, in a social situation, you're going to do the right thing? It's because you've done the right thing before. That being said, you walk up to a woman with zero confidence, it's not going to give you confidence, right? Kudos for you for putting yourself out there, but you're going to get rejected. Most likely, right? Unless she's a thought. So this is what you must do. You must eliminate all insecurities in your life, because insecurity and confidence cannot coexist in the same world. Because what an insecurity is the feeling of not having everything you need within yourself, which inevitably causes you to seek outside yourself for validation, right? That's what insecurity is. And if you're seeking outside yourself for validation, when you're in those outside situations, you're gonna be given that energy. You're gonna be seeking. You're gonna be thinking about it. And when you're not getting positive feedback from other people, it's just gonna spiral you down. So, how do we get rid of insecurities? First and foremost, brother, I had them all. I had insecurities sexually, mentally, physically, and spiritually. I was insecure about the way I looked, the way I speak, my confidence, my ability to talk to women, my penis size, my seduction ability, my self-respect, my facial hair, my humor, my social media. I was insecure about it all, right? So I was started from the ground zero. But guess what, brothers? Having those insecurities, there's no way I'm gonna get it. I could tell myself as many affirmations in the mirror I want, but there's no way I would get that confidence. And so what ended up happening is I went home one Thanksgiving break, and my brother, who just eliminated almost all those same insecurities, almost identical, right? He eliminated those himself through research, and he taught me how to do so. He taught me how to do so, and once I saw the path, I realized there was a way out. And I realized that I needed to take those actions to get out there. And so I had my insecurities all pinned out, right? I knew what I needed to fix, and I had the path to fix them. And so, boom. Day one, once I knew what I had to do, I started acting. It started with giving up lust, giving up the pornography, giving up the weed, starting to wake up earlier, right? Starting to go harder in the gym. Stop going out a little bit, stop seeking the validation, because I knew that's what was holding me down, right? So I worked on myself. And within about a month, brothers, I shit you not, I went from about a 2 to a 5 in confidence without about a month. But still, if you're a 5 out of 10 confidence at the bars because of hypergamy, you're not going to get a 10 out of 10 woman or a 7 out of 10 at that sense, right? So I had to keep working on myself, and that's what I did. I left college to be in a better environment, started training martial arts, another point in a boost. Kept killing my insecurities mentally, physically, sexually, and spiritually, right? And then within about 5 months, I was at like an 8. And then with about a year, I was at about a 10. Found my woman, and now here I am. And so how can you replicate this yourself? It starts with you accepting that you have to take full accountability for your own confidence, right? You have to take accountability through action, right? And then once you actually have the proof that you are a quality man and you actually deserve the confidence is when you can start doing those mental tricks, right? Reminding yourself the man you are, reminding yourself you're the shit, right? Reminding yourself all that you've been through, reminding yourself what you can provide in the bedroom, financially, socially. So if you're insecure about your body, you can either accept it or you can change it. I highly recommend the latter. And once you start on the path of trying to change it, you're gonna get the confidence like you're already there because you know where you're going. There's sexual education out there. You can learn how to do these things, right? If you're insecure about your discipline, eliminate distractions, delete social media, build a schedule for yourself, and do the habits you know you're supposed to do, right? Take cold showers, meditate, wake up at the right time, work on a 5 to 9 before your 9 to 5, work on a side business, go to the gym, give up the vices. If you feel like you're lost in life, you need to work on your spirituality, brother. You need to do some meditation, bro. You need to do some meditation. You need to do some research in philosophy. You need to sit with yourself and figure out what you're really about, right? And as you're doing these things, you don't need to do one and then do the other. You can do them all in tandem, and that is what I recommend. And once you start, you will start walking around like you have a 10 out of 10 confidence because you know you're going there, right? And then the point where you know you've succeeded is when you don't even desire the validation from women anymore. But usually it takes being the type of man who gets the validation before you stop desiring it. I'm gonna tell you that's a fact. That's what happened to me. Once I came back to school with a 10 out of 10 confidence, I still seek the validation a little bit, got it from women. Chicks were easy to talk to. Chicks were coming up to me. I could talk to the hottest woman in the bar. And after that point, I didn't need the validation anymore, and it was freeing, right? That's when my 10 out of 10 confidence started. And then I wanted to post on social media, and I was a little scared, honestly. Lowered my confidence a little bit because it told me that I wasn't the type of man that I thought I was. I wasn't able to put myself out there. I wasn't able to have the confidence to go speak my mind on a platform like this. And then when I started it, when I took the action to do it, I now had that reinforcement that I was that man. And so now anything in my way that I know I'm supposed to do that I'm kind of pushing away from, I know confidence lies on the other side of that. So it might take a monk mode for you depending on where you're at. If you're at a 9 out of 10 confidence, figure out where that one point is and eliminate that thing. If you're at a 1 out of 10 like me, you need to be doing all the things, right? And the beautiful thing is that even though the things are hard at first, you start to love the difficulty because you know that's what's pushing you forward, right? I got obsessed anytime I found something where like this was hard and I felt the growth after. And so that's why in this video, I'm not here to give you mindset tricks, right? Because I don't want you guys lying to yourself, telling yourself you need to be confident when you don't have a stack of undeniable proof that you deserve the confidence. So go earn the confidence and then from there, build off that, brothers. Till next time.